Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Tolu. How are you doing today, sir?
Fine, fine, fine. Good to have you. Good to have everybody here.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. You're so honored to give us your time.
We're together.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
So there is
Paul,
no,
you are the
sir.
host. So I'm going to leave the floor for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. We want to use this wonderful privilege to welcome every one of us to this training, most especially Mr. Tolu Caleb, who has given us his time despite of his busy schedule. We're so honored and we're so privileged to be under your training. Under your training again. Let me say training because it's a training for every one of us. So, like I have posted Mr. Tolu brief profile. I don't want to waste our time because we are late for the meeting already. We scheduled 7 p.m. Apologies, please, that we're just starting about 7 after 7. So without wasting much of our time, we want to hand over everything to Mr. Tolu Caleb to please go ahead with the training for today. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Paul, thank you, and thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's a culture. I love interactive sessions. You know, I'm a fan of sessions where participative sessions. Like I always say, nobody is an island. Nobody knows it all. Trust me, for every training session, I personally always gain something. And to be honest with you, I'm hoping to also learn something this evening. I'm not a social media expert, to be honest with you. I'm a pest control professional. But maybe I might be talking from the angle of someone that I've been able to some extent, maximize social media, to some extent. Not like maybe where, I'm still looking up to a lot of people when it comes to social media strategies, marketing strategies, But at least, maybe from practical experience, I have 1 or 2 things to chip in that may help someone that is here tonight. You understand? So please, I want us to make it very interactive. I don't want to just be talking and talking and talking and everybody's listening and nobody's saying anything. Like I said, everybody, we are all experts. Start. So briefly, without taking much of time, I want us to quickly introduce ourselves, name, first name, organization, and location. Very fast. At this point, we can unmute our microphone. Then after that, we can also mute our microphone back. So when we're done with this, we are not going to do it again. We're not going to do it twice. Anybody that joins, fine. So briefly, please let's unmute our microphone and quickly do a bit of short introduction. And after introduction, please, you can share your expectations regards tonight's meeting, so to speak. Please go ahead, one after the other. Okay, this is looking like it's going to affect our plan, so I need to share this plan. I'm seeing a lot of background noise, so please let us cut this part out. I think by our name we can see each other because I'm already seeing. Please let us mute our microphone back. We can suspend that aspect of unmuting and introducing ourselves. So let's go straight to the business. Why are we here tonight? Why are we here tonight? Mr. Paul, please, can you shed a little bit of light into the purpose of this meeting tonight? As the host, you are the reason why we're here tonight. Can you just tell us briefly or give a little bit of insight into why we have put up this meeting tonight? Why?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Paul, we can hear you live and clear.
Yeah, I said it's a privilege to be here this evening. It has always been something new, always fresh insight whenever you teach. You understand? And I think I'm here to learn something new, especially how to take advantage of technology leverage, social media, on how to do an effective marketing on pest control business and cleaning business. So I'm actually here to learn new insight from you, sir.
We're going to be learning from each other. Like I said, nobody knows it all. But let me tell you that the theme of our tonight's meeting is how to effectively market a cleaning pest control business on social media. Well, what brought this up? I'm sure you know it as a host, but at least being a guest, I also know it. I know a part of it. Number one is this. The easiest way you can get frustrated as a startup is low patronage. Let me just put it that way. I mean, no matter how, somebody told me that, follow your passion. When passion see frustration of no business, passion will be tired. I'm telling you the honest. But I know we have strong mentality, but sometimes it gets to crossroads where you get extremely tired. As a trainer with almost 10 years experience, I've met over 1,000 startup, companies that have, in fact, let me say 20 or 30% of them, were able to weather through the storm. Why a lot of people chicken out? Because they look at it that, I came to the training, they said, this is a booming industry, the industry is large, we're scratching the surface, and be it as may, I've done so much, and yet nothing has been coming from. 3-6 months, I've not been able to even get a substantial job. What are they talking about? Yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, I was still talking to one of our alumni member who is, I think he diversified into, what they call it, into interior decorations. And I said, Ross, this is not a game plan. He said, Baba, I've tried my best, and it seems it's not coming forth. And I don't want to keep on pushing and pushing. Let me try somewhere else where I think I stand a chance to get something out. That's why I said low patronage can frustrate any startup organization. Unfortunately, we are in a society where man supersedes technicalities. Let me just be very honest. You can be the best in what you do, but someone that doesn't even have 1% of the knowledge that you have can override and overshine you just because he has an affiliation with a contact person that can help him or her out at a particular spot. That's why I said we need to understand very well the purpose of why we're here. So
Anything, close that space.
Please let's meet our microphones. Let's meet our microphone. When it's time for question and answer, we're going to push it out so that we can answer, we can put up question and answer, and all that. So now, introduction. When the environment is clean, you feel happy, motivated, and healthy.
Go and remove the slippers.
Hey, admin, I'm sure you're listening to me. Please mute all microphones. Mute all microphones, please.
Put the slippers on the floor for me.
All right. The objective for our meeting tonight, so straight, to equip audience with knowledge of structuring their clean and pest control business online. At the end of the session, participants should be able to better position their business brand on social media to enable visibility. Now, with this, let me say it clearly. So, the 3 reasons why it is important for us to be very attentive and take note as much as you can this evening, or 3 reasons why it is very important to take the cyberspace seriously as a pest control or a cleaning professional. One is your potential customers seek validation from your social media dexterity. Let me just put it that way. What do I mean by that? Sometimes some customers want to give us a trial. Don't let me say give us a job. Some of them want to see what you have done or what we have done. Okay. Hello? So some of them want to see what you have done. And the only way they can do that is to check out what you have done before. And how can they see that? Maybe through our website, through our social media platforms. Basically, that's what I mean by seeking validation. Number 2 is to increase brand visibility. There's what we call brand positioning and brand visibility, which directly affect patronage. Brand visibility, for example, let me put it this way. Personally, sometimes I look at a lot of people that don't really feel concerned about this, but we do it once in a while. Just say, okay, Mr. Samuel is in Akwa Ibom. He's on this program this evening. And consciously sometimes do Mr. Samuel go online to just say top 3 pest control companies in Akwa Ibom. I mean, randomly, nobody has said you should do it. You just wake up and say, okay, I just want to know my position, at the cyberspace, because everything is not just about one-on-one marketing. Everything is not about, sometimes we have more prospects that have probably not have anything to do with anybody that will link them up. They just want to go online to do a little bit of search and see, okay, who and who are here, basically. That's why I said that's search engine optimization. That's SEO. We're going to get to that at the end of the day, But consciously, do we at times make such efforts to just say, okay, I am in Alimosho local government, I'm in Agege local government, top five or top 10 cleaning companies in Agege local government. These ratings has a lot of intricacies. There are a lot of things that lead to these ratings. That's most of what we're going to be talking about, because a lot of prospects randomly just go online to search for companies that they feel are suitable to service them. And like I said, getting it right, one of the importance of getting it right is that because of these customers that seeks validation on what they are seeing or what they have seen on. And I also said to increase brand visibility, which affects brand positioning. At the end of it all affects patronage. So we take us back to what we're talking about, which is the aspect of people getting frustrated because of low patronage. A lot of people came into pest control because of COVID. And like one of my guys used to say, yeah, these machines was the one that will buy it back. And I think it's already, because there's nobody's disinfecting again. And it looks like, oh, I thought they said that this is a booming industry. Just like I come there overnight and I'm just there. And it's not working that way. You understand? Now, the content is to, okay, we've said this before. Okay. Okay, I don't want to dwell too much into this argument. We all know that the cleaning and pest control are interwoven, and they are both repetitive businesses. Cleaning and pest control are what a lot of organizations handle. Some companies decide to stay with one. We have done one before, and we have done both before, but we decided to stop one and face one more, probably based on a personal decision. But I know that a lot of companies still, see handles both together. I'm sure that a lot of people that here knows the difference between cleaning and pest control. So I don't want us to focus so much on that. Our objective is to discuss about how to use social media to propagate our business and increase patronage. And I'm going to make it very fast because of our time. First of all, I want to say that social media marketing is the use of social media platform to connect with your audience, to build your brand, increase sales, and drive website traffic. Now, I said something before. I said search engine optimization. This is the key thing. Whatever we're saying tonight, our mindset must be on SEO. And to be honest, we must be conscious about SEO. Put it on Google, top 5 pest control companies in Abuja. Who are the companies? Which names are coming up? Top 10 pest control companies in Akwa Ibom. Which are the names? It's not accidental. It is not by mistake. What led to the rating is part of what we're going to be talking about tonight. The rating is very key. As an experienced person, to some extent, I can say that randomly, for the past 4 or 5 months, I can say we've gotten more than over 20 calls from prospects that we don't have any connection with at any point in time, based on, what I said at first, just search engine optimization. When someone, because we do feedback, we do, how do we get to know about us? We just check online, and we're checking pest control company around Ojodu. We're checking them, that's why I said we need to understand that everything we're discussing directly leads to SEO. Some of us are not even doing pest control, we're doing that thing. But in our industry, what is our rating like? There must be conscious effort about that rating. What do I need to do to increase my rating? So, back to business. Social media platform includes but are not limited to the following: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. We all know that, I think yesterday or thereabout, I did a post where I mentioned Google Business and all that. Google Business is a platform where you don't need to pay Google, where you just upload details of your business, upload pictures periodically. It's not a one-off thing. As all these tasks that we carry out once in a while, we just have to find a way. We put in pictures. You can put in. It's not a Gmail account. It's one of the steps. In fact, I don't expect that at this stage we have anybody on this program tonight that his or her business is not registered on Google Business. To register on Google Business, you sign into Google My Business, like we have seen on the screen. Go to my www.business to sign in, add your business, enter your business name, enter your location. Location matters. This is where we are the SEO comes into place, when people are saying, pest control or cleaning in this location. I say it, connection helps a lot, but it's not all the time. I have it in mind. I was going to share it. How did we even start pest control training? At least to put a bit of insight into the benefits of getting it right when it comes to the cyberspace. We're contracted by a company, a blog company, to come and be cleaning their office, I think 2 Saturdays in a month. That was the year 2012. They used to be Nige.com. Now they are called Legit. They call them Legit now. They are very popular then. In fact, after Linda Ikeji, they were the second company that were doing, that were really popular then. So while we're doing the cleaning, they were new then. Legit is owned by Russians, formerly known as Nige.com. One day they said, the MD just said, I just want you to thinking of how we can compensate you guys apart from the work you're doing. We have a blog site, and we really want you to maybe do a free advert. We want to do like 3 slots, like a blog spot for you on our site, and you know, blah 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 blah, something like that. And we said, okay, fine, everybody will jump at that kind of offer. So we said, okay, we did a banner and we did a short post, and they posted it on their page. But the response then was not really very encouraging, after the post and all that. So we just told the guy, okay, you gave us 3 slots. We've used like 2 for services, so let us use the last one for something different. So we just thought about, okay, please let us do something like training. Like, okay, we do training and thereabout. And they advertised again. It was free. We didn't pay a dime. The first person that called from Bayelsa. The second person called from Abuja. And the third person, I think, called from somewhere around Epoma, somewhere in Benin City. There are about 5 or 6 people that called, and none of them were in Lagos. So at that point, there was no training manual. There was no any blueprint for training. It was just out of the fact that, okay, we have 3 slots, we have used 2, and this final last one, let us just use something, differently. And they came out and said, oh, we really want to train about, we really have interest in this training, blah, 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 blah. So we had to go online, download a lot of material, put it together, patch it up. And we went to Residence Hotel, told them that, oh, we want to do something. And that was actually what gave birth to the first ever pest control training we had in Residence Hotel in 2013. Why am I saying this? I'm just still letting us know how the reach of social media is. I don't want to be going into statistics, because we say all these things even at the training sessions, and after the training, nobody really cares. Sometimes there's some of these top companies that we all farms, we want to be like them, but we're always not ready to do what most of these top companies have done to get them to where they are. So what makes a company have an Instagram handle for 2-3 years and they never thought of a sponsored post? Instagram is it's a free platform, but they also know that for you to have a wider reach, you need to put in some money. Do we even have maybe advertising budgets? Let me just put it that way. No matter how it is, just like we have other budget, do we have like, this is how much minimum that I must spend on advert every month before we start complaining, So I don't want to digress. I started from Google Business Accounts, and I say that it is a must by every potential business owners to sign up on this platform. It is free. At the end of the day, you can post as many as in fact thousands of pictures. And trust me, if you're doing very well on this platform, the good thing about it is that you'll be seeing the number of views your pictures are generating, the number of people that are following you, the number of people that are checking up what you are doing. You can see it month in, month out. In fact, they'll be sending you emails on how far you have gone. At the moment, we all know that Google is ahead of every other platform when it comes to search engine, and Google Business helps online presence. It helps us get on the map. Sometimes somebody is going to this location and say, oh, before the key into it, you are already registered there. You will phone across all devices. Reviews. This is another aspect. When you have serviced a customer and they come and say, oh, we're giving this person 3-star rating, 2-star rating, 4, as many as reviews that we get, all these things, like I said, leads to top ratings on search engine optimization. Then let's quickly push over to let's move over to Instagram. I don't want to say that I'm a social media person per se, but I've realized that in the service industry, to be honest, If you cannot afford an influencer, then you must find a way around how, to learn about getting the decreases of some of these platforms. Yes. What I mean is that it is not a bad idea to just, put all these things together and get someone and say, okay, I'm leaving all these things to you. This is what I'll be paying you monthly. Yeah, we have companies that does that. They handle both the content, they handle everything. They just, they leave you off the stress of, what you are going to content and designs and all that. But how many people that are just starting up can afford to have influencers? Which that's why I said that if we cannot afford to have one, then we must know what we need to do, at least with what we have. Get an Instagram business account, create a winning Instagram strategy, optimize your Instagram profile to do business, share high quality content, grow and engage your audience, and measure success and make adjustments. On Instagram, on every post, there's an insight. We can do an insight to check the numbers of people that have actually checked up what we have posted, to be honest. Not just check. We can also look at, this number of views that this post have generated. To me, let me be honest with you, we put Instagram after Google Business because as of today, personally, let me be honest with you, Instagram has been like the biggest platform for us as far as getting new businesses concerned, to be honest. So I'm going to encourage everyone on this platform at this moment listening to this to take this very seriously. If you don't have an Instagram account, please try and create one. If you have one already, do these few things I'm going to be talking about, and I'm sure it's going to help a lot. Is going to help a lot, to be honest. Number one is don't put your business on private. Let it be on business. There's a settings where you can. So some of us have Instagram accounts, but it's on private settings. On private settings, you may not be able to do sponsored posts. So after this, you might need to check out if it's on business or is on private. Two, you can easily use your Instagram account to share links. Like I advised that a few days ago, that at least we should all have a YouTube account. Pest control is practical, cleaning is practical. It's not all the time that we come and spray poison. We do more of advocacy. There's a need for more of advocacy than even more of the activities that has to do with spraying and all that. Do you know that customers respect companies that advise them more than the effort they put into applying poisons? Because it shows that, yes, you know your onions. Oh, please make sure you do this, make sure you do this. When we're done, this is what you're supposed to. In fact, some of them will ask a lot of questions. Oh, my dog, how many hours does it take me to return the dog back to the house? Oh, my food in the kitchen, should I need to cover it? Should I need to open it? So this content are free content that we can put up online and post the link on our bio on Instagram and share it. Oh, 7 steps or 7 things you need to do after every pest control service. Trust me, everybody here has followers. Your followers may not be my own followers. There are some people that maybe they are keenly following you, and the content that you drop. Somebody say, well, how often do I need to be? At least randomly, I think minimum of twice a week. Minimum of twice, something that really needs that your customers will look at, oh, they are really active to some extent. So we need to put so much attention on that. On sponsored posts, I think it's very important also. It's not everything that we just focus on, like, okay, I'm just posting and nobody's calling me. To read a wider audience, Sometimes it involves spending some token. That's why I said, even though we're not making so much money yet, we can still have a budget and say, this is the amount I want to be spending every month on, because this week, if you look at the profile visit on Instagram, there's a graphical representation weekly, monthly, daily. When you do sponsored post, the impression on the post is not the same as when you're just doing your random post. In fact, every day you see the updates when you go to settings on how the difference between the number of people that have visited. In fact, you can even see from the inside the number of people that followed, people that have unfollowed, and from there, because it matters. And from the sponsored post, you can target locations. You can target areas where you want your advert to be seen. You can target, if it is male and female, you can target, So these are very easy things that, at least. So it's not just having an Instagram account. I have seen someone one time got the first thing that I'm supposed to say that I've not mentioned is, which is very important, is page arrangement. When it comes to Instagram, trust me, Instagram, as far as I'm concerned, at the moment, is highly rated when it comes to either any business. As far as the service industry, you're selling any product, please take your Instagram page extremely serious. If you have not been doing it, if you don't have an account, please create it tonight. Page arrangement. Page arrangement has to do with your profile pictures, the list of your services, your address, your link. How you put all these things matters a lot. And like I said, it is also very important to know how to use links. Now we have a program tonight. We have this event. We've posted a link of people that want to join on it, because you cannot post a link on the post, on the main post. You understand? So this is very important. But please, like I said, the first thing is to go to settings. From settings, you go to account. Make sure you change, because some of us are using our private accounts previously, and now that we have changed to company, it's still on private settings. You must change it to public from private, and at the same time you switch from private personal account to, and so that this will affect the two-factor authentication, and that's, at least that's very important. Let me just put it that way. Now, most of other things that we have to talk about and may not be what gives immediate or instant result. Let me just say it, because somebody is then waiting to go and put up a good page arrangement, put up good content, and 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month after, nothing is coming off, nothing is coming forth, and they feel like, oh, I thought they said that this is how it works. I thought they said that immediately, like I said, it is a platform where you are never get tired of churning out content, no matter what. You will never get tired of putting out content. And this is where banner ads come into place. Some of us have a lot of accounts, but we don't really, we have social media accounts, but what we push out, you cannot put a video house where you don't stamp your logo, knowing fully well that somebody can infringe and reuse that video and put their own logo. These are simple things, simple methods that we need to learn. You're putting up a video of a job that you've done, and at least there must be some security features on it. Now, strategy of using social media: networking, content promotion. I've said search engine optimization earlier, and I've said it helps in research and recruiting. Yes, it helps. And I don't want to dwell only on Instagram. Instagram is also owned by Facebook, and a lot of us know that Facebook, we have a lot of followers on Facebook. The truth of the matter is that they both serve the same purpose. Image, to be honest, sometimes you go to studio to take pictures, because image converts more than you can write 1,000 words, put in an image or a video, and go to your insight and see the difference. So if you're taking a picture, make sure the picture is crispy. You're taking a good picture from a job site. You're doing a job. You're taking let the image be something that, yes, somebody will see and they really want to relate with. So after hinting on Facebook, Instagram, another thing I think a lot of us don't take advantage of is WhatsApp. Number one, like I said, with Instagram, we also need to convert from personal to business accounts. WhatsApp, to be honest, during lockdown, we utilized WhatsApp a lot, even till now. At the moment, I think we have up to 7 different groups of pest controllers. We have the one for book, we have about 3 for alumni, we have the one for last. Well, so WhatsApp is a major social media platform in this age. Where do I start from? I start from your WhatsApp status. That WhatsApp status where you post your wife, your son, your babies. You have some people that are also seeking validation. Don't forget I said it. One of the reasons why we must get it right on the cyberspace is that some people are interested in seeing what you have done before they can even engage you. They want to see that, oh, this is what, they are impressed by what they are seeing, and that's making them feel like, oh, WhatsApp has a wider reach. Everyone who has your number can see your status, update anytime. Unlike IG, where only a small fraction of your followers can see your posts. On Instagram, it's only people that follow you. If you like following 5,000 people, that's why we have made it easy, make it look like the people we're following are lower than the people that are following us. Because we know that if you like follow 10,000 people, they are not seeing what you're posting. The people that are seeing what you're posting on Instagram are only people that are following you. On WhatsApp, anybody that has your number, see your status. 2, it quickly converts strangers to customers. WhatsApp helps build familiarity between buyers and sellers. The emotional connection is exactly what they will choose to play with. The moment you are engaging a client and, oh, well, WhatsApp, blah, 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 before you know it, oh, let us see what you have done before. They quickly say, oh, this is, you show them, and you can quickly exchange some contact, send some images and all that to them. So to me, the first thing the customer is talking about, are you on WhatsApp? Okay, let us send them some of the things that were done, blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, a few days ago, we were talking to one hospitals and the procurement guy, oh, where have you worked before? So we told him, oh, we've worked in Reddit. Oh, okay, let me see what you have done. And all the images and videos we shot while working at Reddington, we forwarded it to, because it's also an hospital that is far, in fact, bigger than Reddington Hospital. That convention was on WhatsApp, so we cannot ignore WhatsApp. As much as we are hinted on Instagram, Facebook, then we cannot ignore WhatsApp. You can never really lose your followers. Building on WhatsApp helps you to have the phone numbers of your target audience. This gives you direct access to reach out to in another either or of WhatsApp. So on WhatsApp, you can easily create a broadcast group. I'm not saying create a group. Some people don't like to be added to groups. Before you know it, they will start ejecting themselves. And it's always very embarrassing. Imagine putting up a group, and before you know it, half of them are out. Who is this? Why do you add me? This one. But when you create a broadcast list, these people don't have a choice to read, except they block your number or they restrict you from sending message to them. So you can create a broadcast list of some targeted numbers, and content. Content is key. So it's not just being present on every social media, but having the right content to share with them. We are also still learning. That's why I said at the beginning of this that it's not as if we have gotten it right 100%. What is, we've been able to use this to some extent, and I think I can say one or two things. While some other people here tonight can also add to what I'm going to say. Everyone uses WhatsApp. That's number 4. The average Nigerian spend plenty of time on WhatsApp, including your customer. So if you can break into the space, you usually stay on top of mind without too much effort. WhatsApp. Everybody uses WhatsApp. Tell me somebody here that is not using WhatsApp. Nobody. Now, I'm going to website. As a startup, your website is like your CV, to be honest with you. A lot of customers don't have the time to be moving up and down and say, oh, I want to watch, this and that. So some of them don't have time for checking up all social media platforms. Can we have your website? Your website is where they can see almost everything that you've done. Your website is where they can see, your list of clientele, where they can see pictures of what you've done, where they can see your vision, your mission, without, it's just like the soft copy of company profile. Company profile, which is hard copy, is when you had the opportunity of meeting a client one-on-one. While the website is an opportunity to submit your profile in e-version. Let me just put it that way. So sometimes it looks like Instagram is taking off the shine of website, but trust me, that is not correct. The website has its own that is plain, different from having a social media account. But what I always advise from the experience is that when you are opening up a website, always try to make sure that wherever you are engaging, gives you the access, the login access, because from experience, this has been one of the easiest way some of these media companies extort startups. Before you know it, when it's time for renewals, they start telling you different stories. Oh, you're paying this so much. The person we're using before almost tried to change the name of the registrar to his own name. Why do they do this? They just want to hold you to ransom, and they make it difficult for you to break free. In the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years, you cannot do anything except you go to them. So what we do, or what you advise, is that you go to some of these registrars. We have some local companies. We have Upper Lincoln and Alausa. You can go there and buy domain. As of now, buying a domain is less than 5,000 naira, and hosting and domain is up to 8,000. You buy your domain, buy your hosting with your name, with your contact, then look for a web developer and tell the person, okay, I already have my domain and hosting. What I need you to do for me is to design the website. So when it's time for me to renew, the emails, the details comes to me. That doesn't make me a web developer, but it shows I'm in total control, because honestly, from experience, I have seen a lot of issues arise from this, where somebody just wake up and say, oh, your renewal for this year is 70,000. Meanwhile, maybe it's remitting 5,000 or 4,000. And you don't have a choice because his name was actually the name that was registered with. So when we're engaging any web developer, please let us insist that they must give us the sign-off. You must be in charge, in total control, because tomorrow you might not even want to deal with that person again. But in this age, it's a no-no not to have a website. And trust me, it's not as expensive as we always feel, depending on the bandwidth of the website. Some websites maybe the average 30 to 50,000 can have at least a manageable website to start with, where your customer can see that yes, you are very, very serious. And trust me, when you have a website, it affects your search SEO. I said it the other time that every customer that we're going to service are not going to be our relatives. Every potential customers are not going to be our church members. Every customers are not going to be people that see our branded vehicles. Some companies just go online and they say, oh, please, who is this? Oh, okay, please submit your proposal. I can mention up to like 5 now that there was no, from our own hand, that there was no any connection from anybody. It was just purely, what they have seen online, and they say, oh, okay, let us have your profile, let us have blah 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 and all that. So for us not to be joining, the bandwagon, I mean, the clique of people that keep on saying, oh, there's no business, there's no this, there's no that, or we think we have business now, or sorry, we have enough patronage, but we can have more. Then we need to get it absolutely right on the cyberspace. Why do you have an Instagram account where you post once in a month? Why do you have an Instagram account where you post your operator with a t-shirt spraying with a manual sprayer? Why do you have a Facebook account where you post, without details of, full details of what, maybe some advocacy, some write-ups, some on what some customers can do, 7 things you need to do. Education matters a lot in pest control. Not just, to be honest with you, we must educate our customers frequently. You understand? So that is that on website. Another thing that I will not do without talking about tonight was spoken about Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is also like Facebook and Instagram. It's a totally professional platform. As of the moment, I think we have over 13,000 followers on LinkedIn. And trust me, I don't have anything to hide. Most of them are procurement, admin officers, and thereabouts. A lot of us think that LinkedIn is just a platform where you can only go to and search for job. No, it's not true. Are you getting me? We have over 13,000 followers on LinkedIn. This is a strictly professional platform. And trust me, it's a platform where you can never get it wrong. So after this meeting tonight, please don't overlook LinkedIn. Yes, it's a professional platform where you cannot be doing so much of it, but yet it's also a platform where a lot of customers, a lot of people go to extract information about potential companies that they can deal with. And advise all of us to take this very seriously. Very, 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 very seriously. Before I move ahead, I think Mr. Paul has something to say about a cleaning event that is coming up very soon. Mr. Paul, please, without taking so much of our time, we still have one or two things to share. I know that you have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tolu. God bless you very much, sir. Yeah, everything he has discussed is actually packed in a training that is ongoing now. It's a 1-month intense training class for startup cleaning business owners, and some people have been into cleaning business. So if you still want to join the class just started last week, and it's a 1-month training class. So you can still join us. The module will be displayed. What we'll be teaching will be displayed. The aim and objective will be displayed. So for those who actually missed out of module 1, who are still interested in the training, we can retake you on the module 1, and we still have 3 modules to go to the end of the training, and we still have 2 days practical class. So that's the brief on the training. It's a 1-month intensive training class. You're going to be given certificates, and it is coupled with a 2-day practical class. So everything is not just theoretical. We also have 2 days that we have separated for practical. So if you still want to join the training, it's still very much on, and we can still actually bring you in. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Tolu, you can continue, sir.
Yes, you have 1 or 2 things to say about the cost implication. I know that a lot of people.
How much is that?
And they can actually private chat that. Then I will drop my number, my WhatsApp number, so that I can talk to them, because they've actually missed out on module 1. You understand? So we can work out something.
Okay. So the training module is on the screen, and I don't know if you have anything to quickly say about it.
Okay, you still want me to talk on the training module?
Yes, briefly.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, the training module is actually divided into 4 modules. The module 1 is trying to talk about the brief introduction to cleaning, where we have what is cleaning, professional types of professional cleaning services. And the second module talks of the professional licenses needed for cleaning businesses, price quotation, the HR skill needed for cleaning business. The third module talks about the safety and the professional ethics of cleaning business. While the fourth module talks of the challenges associated with both residential cleaning and domestic cleaning. So these are the breakdown of the 4 modules. Also, for the participants who attended this training, they will have an access to a free mentorship class of ours. You understand? Where we have professionals of like mind who helps with daily, day-to-day, to site challenges. They give us insight and we share challenges too together on the platform. You understand? So it's going to come with a free mentorship class and on-site training too. For some of the participants, we take them to a to site to train them up. So those are the brief I can actually give on the training for now, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So again, sir, sorry, before I come in, like what you're what you're training us on are part of the module too. You understand? Marketing tools for cleaning business is on the training, is part of the training module. You get. So we have some other interesting topics on the module to price, quotation, challenges with staff. You understand? So those are part of the training module. So once you display the training module, they will see what the training is all about, sir.
All right, no problem. All right, so thank you. Now going back to what you've been saying, I want to give a recap. The statistics in Nigeria today of all the social media platforms, so that when I was mentioning those that we should take very seriously, and I think this will help us to understand where I'm coming from. WhatsApp has the highest figure, which is 93%. You know, WhatsApp has the highest figure, which is 93%. The people that you have on your contact list are your direct followers. I say it, and I say it categorically. Advertisements or social media visibility is not just about patronage. It's also about, like I said, brand visibility. You know, sometimes I remember last year there was an opportunity that came up and somebody said, "Oh, this is the person I think based on what I've been seeing on social media. You know, please go ahead, deal with this person. I think they're competent. You know, based on So WhatsApp comes first. WhatsApp that we ignore comes first. During the lockdown, we all knew what was happening in the industry and all that. You know, there were a lot of this and that, but you must know how to use WhatsApp status. Not just that, use broadcast. I'm not a fan of people just adding random people to groups, and because a lot of people get pissed with that. But you can create a broadcast list. If it is once in a week, once or twice in a month, let them hear something different that is not. It's not just about advertising businesses to them all the time. Come and fumigate your house, come and clean your house. You can just tell them that, okay, these are what you want to do. Or maybe if you have a promotions that you're running, trust me, Nigerians loves promotion. And it's one of the easiest way to penetrate. Oh, pay one and get two free. We did a flash sales last week, and I know based on rodent station, I knew the pressure that we had from people love cheap things. Or it may not even be cheap. Maybe there's a way around it. Oh, okay, clean your house or fumigate for you for free, or clean your house, you get 30% on fumigation, or something like that. And this is just exclusive to your followers. Are you getting me? Followed by WhatsApp is Facebook at 86.2%. 86.2%. Then we have YouTube. That is one area where I think I can encourage all the people that did a short video of reason for what we did on WordPress Day. That wow, I saw Madame Jumoke and I say you are more like a broadcaster. From what she did, I was really impressed. The way she was even, her body language, and I was like, whoa, this is excellent. Please do this often on your page. Let people hear you more. Don't just do this because somebody say they want to do this and put it on our platform for social media. Do it on your, it goes far and wide. Never can tell who is going to say. That's why I use the example that the genesis of our pest control training was a free advert slot by Nudge.com. And we were not so keen about it until we started getting calls from Bayelsa, not even Lagos, from people that are far away, just because somebody said to post a free advert on site. And that is what I've given birth to. Maybe the number one training academy in Nigeria to be as far as pest control is concerned. So most of us that are here tonight, let me be honest with you, the only thing that's brought us together is because that you have seen flyers online, nothing else. We have not come to anybody's house to share flyers or send SMS to anybody. It still boils down to online visibility. So as much as we complain a lot about patronage, low patronage, we should also, put so much effort in getting it right. How do you also get it right? Keep a tab on what others are doing. Yeah, if people copy your ideas, I think it's a validation also that you are doing something different. So it doesn't really get to, for someone like me, I don't get bothered. And you look up to, we also look up to some people, maybe at the international scene and not there about. So you must look at, oh, what's this organization doing? What to keep a tab on your, not just on your computers, on people that are ahead of you, and get one or two things from them. But everything must not be free. There's what we call Google Ads. Google Ads is quite expensive, but trust me, it is worth it at the end of the day. We chicken out. We're doing it at the point in time, but trust me, we chicken out because we're spending more. But some companies that I've known that have been on that hat for a while, they have been there and they don't live there. Bug Pro is always there. EOA is always there. And some other guys there. They pay some money, a lot of money, but I'm sure if it's not converting, they will not be there. They could have just said, let's just register Google Business and leave Google Ads alone. But at the moment they put their money in for people to be top rated, once the people come in and they feel like, oh, fantastic, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm getting. So we must have an advertising budget, even if it's 5,000 naira. It's flyers every month, to be honest. Every month. Man, no man helps, to be honest. But like I said, there are situations where also online visibility is very, very key. Very, very key. After YouTube, we have Instagram at 73.1%. Then we have Facebook Messenger at 67%. Twitter, unfortunately, is currently banned, but I'm so sure that it will come back. We're also on Twitter, it's 61%. Then we have Telegram. Telegram is more like WhatsApp. We have LinkedIn at 32%. We have TikTok, which is we are signed up on TikTok too. Trust me, maybe it's not where you get to see more of a pest control company. But just look at, okay, nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody took WhatsApp this serious at the initial stage. There's Snapchat, there's Pinterest, and there is Skype. But none of these I didn't mention website. But I said it the other time, your website is like your CV. It's not like it's like your CV. Your website is your CV, where a lot of people get to see a lot of things about you. Now, the only area where we have not really dealt with is how to put up sponsored posts, which I know it might have to be maybe the second series of this lecture and all that, because that's another area, how to put up sponsored posts, how to make sure that you target a particular audience, how to know process behind it. Because like I said, this is very important. But the one that is very key is what I've mentioned earlier, page arrangement. It doesn't just affect your Instagram page, it affects all your page arrangement and content. What are the contents that you're showing out? Check your insights. If you do a post, you have 100 followers and your insight is 5. Your views are 5, because insights will not deceive you. On every post on Instagram, just you see a place where they write insight. Just check the insight and click on each of all your posts. It will show you the number of people that actually clicked on that picture or on that post. So if your insight is poorly rated, it shows that you're not doing something right. So I've noticed something on Instagram that affects views. People love videos, controversial videos. Look for videos where a rat is running away the house and a cat is running after it. Such videos always, the most important thing is to drive traffic. Traffic is very key, because we all speak about dropping ad copy profile up and down, proposals, and trust me, we all know how difficult it is to convert this method. From experience, you just go around and somebody somewhere, somebody was telling me the other day, at one of our groups that she got a job somewhere, and we spoke about suya marketing on the class D, on the alumni group. Suya marketing is the kind of marketing where you give a taste for a customer to now say, oh, we're okay, and all that. So I gave my best, and at the end of the day, they said they were not impressed. Meanwhile, the staff told me that, oh, it was a fantastic experience, because at the end of the day, I got to know that the manager was actually, gave the job out already to his cousins. So instead of all these dramas, complaints, and all that, the most important thing, like I said, is to get it right online. We have gotten like 3 requests for proposals and quotes this year from Port just because of online visibility. We're also trying to improve. Trust me, those that put so much money on Google Ads, they will benefit more than us. But the way they debit your account, that Google Ads, students, because sometimes their charges can be very funny. It's per click. Sometimes people click and they don't give you business, and you are getting debit a lot. I give kudos to those that stay consistent with it. To some extent, sometimes it can be very funny. But I just want to say that it's a platform that we must all take seriously. So at this point, I want to give the floor to questions and answers. Like I said, it is not limited to what you have said. There might be another platform that will come up tomorrow. Somebody just came up with an app where you track your technicians to, when they get to a place, if they are there, blah blah blah, and all that. So there are different things, but we must take it seriously. Not just wake up and say, oh, nobody's calling me because I'm doing proposals and they are not getting back to me. And I say it, we are in the age of social media. That's why I said by 3 reasons why you must get it right is because your prospects seek validation from what they have seen that you have done. So your best pictures should be on your platforms. It might be just one. We have done it severally. We have gone to studios to take pictures just to have, because the first impression matters a lot. It's all about the perception. How do people see, what they feel like about you, to also increase visibility, which affect brand projection, and at the same time, this affects patronage at the end of the day. And I said, website is very, very important. Website is very, very, very important. It's like a CV. It's not like a CV, it's a CV of every organization where you put in your details, and sometimes some customers don't even take us serious if you go to have it to show. So at this point, I would like to open up for questions. If you have questions, kindly raise up your hand, and then we will mute you so that we can hear you out. Thank you, Mr. Paul, for this opportunity. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Tolu. We really appreciate your time. It's such a very wonderful, insightful session. Thank you very much. We cannot thank you enough for your contribution to human capital development when it comes to this field of human endeavor. We cannot thank you enough for your time. We cannot thank you enough for your contribution to the industry. It has been awesome. It has been very, very awesome. Personally, I think you did not mention email marketing, and I've seen your company do thrive in that area. Yeah, email response and everything.
Apologies. This is one area that I should not have forgotten to talk about, honestly speaking. We don't joke with it, honestly. We don't joke with it. email marketing, email marketing, email marketing. Now, this is the way it works, and I'm sure a lot of us know it. So the client that we have serviced and the ones that we have to service, as we have a database for all of them, both phone number and email. So once in a while, we put in some 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 convincing content. Sometimes like a WordPress day, like we just happened up, we say, oh, this is today's WordPress day. Make sure you avoid pest, do this to avoid pest. Randomly once in a while, just to stay relevant in the minds of these customers. This is very, very key. In fact, there are apps that we can use to schedule automatic emails. You don't need to be logging on, just program it maybe once in a month. Happy New Month email, wishing your customer happy Christmas. This in fact, Mr. Paul, thank you for reminding me about it. I almost forgot about this because I wasn't the person that prepared. But even at that, I know it is very, very, very key. Every customer, even if it is one, the database is very key. Not just email, their phone contact. When bulk SMS was tried, we're also using bulk SMS, but we're not just sending randomly, we're sending to prospect. We're sending to people that have patronized us before, or when we have a new product, like we have a product that we, at the end of the year, we have some different platforms and all that, and different products that we share with our customers. We share it online, you understand? So email marketing is very strategic. But trust me, the most important way to go about this is to build it. So it's an organic kind of growth. It's not like all this one we're saying where you can post on Instagram, do your sponsored post, and a lot of people. Why I give so much attention on Instagram? The last two trainings that we had, because when we give you a feedback from we write, how do you get to hear about this training? Over 50% of the participants, they were all from Instagram. So that's why I said I rated Instagram highly, but at the same time, all other platforms are very also very relevant. But email marketing is very, very, very important. The moment they are already customers that you have serviced before, trust me, it's going to work. Somebody has there have been some questions here, and somebody said, what is the name of the website place you mentioned? It's not a website place, Miss Julius Martins. It is Upperlink. The company is called Upperlink. Somewhere in Alausa, they sell domain and hosting. When you have a website, there are two things that are involved: the hosting and the domain. The domain is like the address, www.juliusmartins.com. That's the domain. The hosting is the subscription. The subscription, if you have the domain, if the hosting expires, then the website is off. So you can pay for at least maximum of 2 years. Before it used to be 4 years. I think they reduced it to 2 years now. So if you pay for the domain, go to the office, pay directly to them, get your name, they will give you sign-in details. That sign-in detail is what you give to the web developer. That you say, okay, design this website for me. But my name and my email is with Upperlink. Any business, if the website is going to expire in the next 1 month, Upperlink is going to send that email to Mrs. Julius Martins, not to the web developer. I have seen this happen a lot of times, and it used to cause a lot of quarrel where somebody say, oh, pay me this also amount, because you don't have a choice, you have to pay. Do you know that it took a lot of effort for Linda Ikeji to get her name back, because somebody already registered her name, or before her. Even Davido was at the point in time was using somebody in Brazil was already, he has to pay the guy some money so that I can leave. So these are just, we go into copyright, because of the time that we have. That's the copyright issues. You understand? So for some of us that have inquiry about the training on the cleaning, I think Mr. Paul has shared his number. We can check the message. The PowerPoint also, you can just do hi to either me or Mr. Paul if you want the PowerPoint. I know, sir, Mrs. Christina said there are many chemicals for fumigation. What's best do you recommend? We're not here to talk about pest control tonight. We're not here to talk about so many chemicals. We can recommend so many chemicals, but this is not the purpose of the meeting. We're here to just say, oh, this is what you can do on social media to help your reach to wider reach. That's the key. Because I said it the other time that low patronage can kill passion. 6 months into the business after training and nothing is coming forth. And I know the way it is, except you are really, really strong. They said this is gonna, nobody's calling you, but trust me, the moment you have that, strategy of reaching out, somebody's on this platform tonight, and I'm really proud of him in a short period of time, what he has been able to do. I see him often, he's there, he's on WhatsApp, he's on this, he's on that. My WhatsApp status is not for me to be showing somebody the kind of rice I had or the meal I had. My WhatsApp is strictly for business, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. You understand? So thank you. We're waiting for more questions. Miss Courage or Miss Courage Ijoma, Mr. Odurafe, if you can unmute and kindly go ahead with your. For those that want this slide, we just share it on WhatsApp. You don't need to send it to email. It's on WhatsApp already. So I'll send it to Mr. Paul, and we can also share it. Just do hi after the meeting. We'll post it immediately for you to have it. So please go ahead with your question, Mr. Courage and Mr. Ocho.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I don't have much questions to ask. My own is, can we have
Can we have what?
recording?
Yes. We're going to share the link. We're going to share the link. We're going to share the link, man. All right, thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Raphael.
Good evening, Mr. Caleb.
Yes,
Really appreciate the training. I'm meeting you for the first time. I'm attending your class for the first time, and it's such a wonderful class. Good evening, Mr. Paul, too. My question is about fumigation. What are the chemicals? What are the good chemicals you think you can recommend that is not harmful to human being that we can readily get in the market? Then the second question is the soft copy of this meeting. Can we have it?
yes, sir. It's going to be with Mr. Paul. And you can also do hi to me after the training program on WhatsApp. And definitely I'll share it with you immediately. The question you asked now is the question I've tried to dodge, but I will just quickly say one or two things about it, because we have spoken about it before, and I said that we don't really want to say so much about pest control. We have trainings. We have pest control training. We don't have a date, but what we do is that we have one-on-one training opportunities. What we just usually need is 48 hours notice. You can come in to our office and have the same content that you have with a crowded participant, or the normal trainings that we usually have. So when it comes to chemicals, well, first of all, is to look at what exactly the issue is, and at the same time understand active ingredients. We don't really hint on brand names. We hint on active ingredients. When we're talking about exterminating termites, that you need either chloracus or imidacloprid. You must know and understand active ingredients and what they work for. So when you're talking about branding, Harvest Feed is a known name when it comes to public health products. The office is just at Vega here, and they sell public health chemicals. So if you want any chemicals that it's not harmful and it's safe for your customers, just Google Harvest Field chemicals or Harvest Feed at Vega. You visit them. We don't sell chemicals. Or Harvest Spirit products that you can get. Maybe if you are in the island, you can go to it, just speak with them and all that. But if you still need the contact of a rep of Harvest Feed, you can do can either chat me up or Mr. Paul, and we'll send it to you at the end of the program. Thank you. Mr. Babatunde, please go ahead with your question. Mr. Babatunde, please go ahead. Mr. Sky or Mrs. Sky, whoever is.
Good evening, sir.
Evening,
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the updates, the knowledge and everything. I'm so impressed, and I believe that God will surely bless you in return for the deposit and the investment so far. My question is about the social media that you said that, okay, it's very important for us to separate our business account from the professional one. And I know that in most cases, like in my own case, I know that I started off by having them as personal, maybe my WhatsApp and so on. Now, to create the business one now, and once still use the same number to create
Yes,
another.
you can use the same number. You can use
Oh,
the same
okay.
number. On
That's
Instagram, go to settings. When you go to settings, you see switch. You see if you're on personal, it will be on personal. I wish I can be doing this live, but if you try it and you cannot get it, then you can just reach out to me. I think I have some screenshots.
okay.
I have
Okay.
some screenshots on this. But like I said, on Instagram, it's very easy. On WhatsApp, it's very easy. Just go to settings and you will see, because you have more advantage, with a business account than private account. The expectation of the people that created the profile is that, oh, for a business account you need to do more. That's why you can't do an advert with a private account. You can't do a sponsored post advert. You can only do that with it. So the first thing is that just go to settings. Go to settings on Instagram. You see the security ads. You click on the account. When you go to settings, you click on the account. Then from there you can switch. That you
Okay. Thank you.
exactly. So you can still maintain the same account that you have been
The same
using
number.
before.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Not just we've not spoken only about spoken about other things too. So it shouldn't be just Mr. Engineer Pompey. I'm always happy to hear from you. Probably be one of the most consistent business owner when it comes
Good
to
evening.
evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you today, sir?
My boss, Mr. Tolu Caleb. I great.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. And you too, sir.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for always being a part of meetings like this. Despite the fact that you're already making all the money, you still find time to still always want to learn more.
My boss, I want to be like you when I grow up.
You are. Don't let me best speaker.
Let's leave it like that, sir. Okay. I have one, like you mentioned a lot about social media, which is the trending thing now. And I will employ most of us that doing the social media, we need to use the space. It helps. It helps. If you are just coming up and you're going in, use it well. You mentioned that, and even WhatsApp is more communicated. It's not communicating and it's spread more. But Instagram it has covered everything, but it depends on how you can use it. But like the response and hard, let us all know, maybe because you don't want to go into it because of time. You can't do more of hard if you're not on your Facebook ad manager. That is where you can do those things. And I tell people, do more of your hard on your Facebook, because Facebook will tell you can do it. Is going to be on 3 different platforms. It will tell you when you're doing your hard on Facebook, you can do your Explorer. It will go to the Explorer and it will go to the Instagram. But when you do on Instagram alone, it remain on Instagram. It's only on Instagram. So I advise people, there's a training that you need to do, just like you said, Mr. Tolu. If you don't know pay the money now because you're just growing, you can go for the training. It's just something you pay. It's a token.
Yes,
and
and
you
I also
know
did
it
not.
yourself.
Sorry to interrupt you. I didn't even talk about talking hashtags, using of hashtags.
Hashtags.
Using of hashtags. You don't just do posts. You target your hashtags towards your industry. You cannot do a post now and not do hashtag fumigation.
Hashtags. If you don't do hashtags,
Yes.
it won't spread like you want.
Yeah.
And the most mistakes some of us have was there are some posts that you do that we see as waste of money. You can't be doing posts and you do automatic posts. It won't reach where you want it to get to. Always do a manual tagging. Who are your target market? You can't be selling clothes for a ladies and you're now turning it to a man. You need to do the age and all this thing needs to be checked. But do more, you need to put on your hard Facebook manager where you be able to do things that we need to do. So if we want to do, Mr. Tolu has gone wide and far, but he might not go into gritty. But if we are talking about some aspect of, he knows, if it's more of that one now, I know it will go deep down. So Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul in the house? I don't think
Yeah,
Mr. Paul is
He's there.
Oh, okay, Mr. Paul, the question
I'm
goes to you. You know, we are in the same field more, and the strength of everybody needs to know his strength when it comes to social media. And what's your strength? Just like Mr. Tolu have said, he left the beer cleaning for us to train, but we are still doing, we're still interwoven, which is still the same business. But Mr. Paul, can you tell us the cleaning color code and tell us what are the color codes for cleaning and when should we be using it, the cleaning color codes, and how can it be applicable to the social media, the trending social media aspect now?
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Pompey. I know personally you know this thing, but it's actually a privilege to educate those who are just new to the business or who wants to expand their knowledge base. Color code is very, very good when it comes to cleaning. The reason why is that there is a reduced level of contamination. You can't use one tool to clean everywhere. No. Let's, for example, now, you can use the same mopping stick you used to mop a toilet or a restroom to mop the reception of a particular office facility. You have only resulted in spreading germs and bacteria. So we have major color codes for cleaning, which is the blue, the red, the green, and the yellow. The red has the color actually signifies danger, which is used for high toxic places like the restroom, the washroom. You get now. Blue color is used for the general space. Blue color is used for the general space where you have less pathogens, bacteria, and germs, like the office reception, the offices, rooms, and everything. That is where the color blue code is used for. Now we have the yellow, which is actually used to clean up a sick room or an infected place. The color yellow, either the microfiber towel or the mopping stick, the mop rather, and the cleaning bucket is for an infected portion or infected place or a sick person's room. Now, the green is used for food preparatory areas like lounge, cafeterias, kitchenette, bakeries. That is what green is used for. The green mop, the green bucket, and the green microfiber towel. All these things actually help you to, like I said earlier on, reduce contamination, spread of disease and bacteria. And two, it helps you educate your cleaning staff, especially our janitorial staff, teaching them the right tool for the right space, because some of them are not so learned to know what it is to use to clean each space. But once you tell them, oh, yellow, you use it to clean the sick bay, and red is what you use to clean the toilet, the restrooms, and blue is what you use to clean. I think that will actually make it help them simplify educating our staffs. So that's what I have to say in when it comes to cleaning code. For example, now for us who's into clinical service provision, it is very, very detrimental for us that color code, we take it very, very serious, because we are responsible for people's health. We are responsible for people's health, either the residential staff or the visiting clients. So we don't just take everything at face value. You understand? Most of the facility can actually can actually employ cleaners themselves. But why they are engaging a professional cleaner is just to help you increase the level of productivity, you understand, and reduce the level of workplace diseases and sicknesses. So we have to know all this so that we just don't go about infecting people's facility. That's all I have to say when it comes to color code. You understand?
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. If we want to know more about all those things, the training is still on. These are things we need to know when it comes to cleaning. Because with cleaning, with all this color code, sometimes it gives us jobs. It gives us more clients. Because I know one that happens that the person was looking at, why are you changing your towels? Why are you changing your fiber codes? But they know that you know what you're doing. You know what? You know, the Nigeria we use anything. But to get more of this information, the training is still on. Thank you, Mr. Tulukele, and thank you, Mr. Paul.
Thank you, engineer. I wish you can also use
Yeah,
color
thank you,
code.
engineer.
I wish you can also
So-
use color code in pest control. Different machine for different rules. Or we use different chemicals, color code. You know. So anyway, I was just laughing. I was just joking. Anyway, questions. We're still here for questions. If you have any question, please. On what we are. The slides, I'm going to send it in. Mr. Paul has it already. Yeah, you can chat me up. The link is going to be available on Logos Academy's YouTube page, and it's also going to be available on our YouTube page also. So the event is recorded fully.
Hello, sir, Mr. Tolu.
Yes, sir.
Please, can you give us just the advantage of being on YouTube to Instagram?
Thank you very much. Very excellent question. We started using YouTube in 2014. And you know what actually encouraged us to start using YouTube is that YouTube is a platform that is directly linked to your Gmail account. So if you currently have a Gmail account and you don't have a YouTube, you are the one that is losing out. Because it's your same Gmail sign up that is enough for you to create a channel. The owner of YouTube is the owner of Gmail. So it's just like the way the owner of Facebook is the owner of Instagram. Yes, I get it. So now what YouTube does is this. Now, if you just do a search there and say pest control training in Nigeria, one of the things that will come up is our YouTube channel. To be honest with you. Now we talk about that. I said something at the beginning of the training. I said validation, seeking of validation. Some people want to be sure. So they want to be sure that, they want to be sure, or they want to be convinced by your capacity. You cannot just, as a service provider, rely on your strength of, pushing out services and spraying of chemicals. You must equally put same attention into advocacy. Just like why we have curative and preventive measures. Curative is what the professionals handle. Preventive is what the customers handles. When you tell someone, block all the holes around your homes, you're not telling them that they should do the ratting themselves or deratization. You're only telling them that they should prevent rat from coming to their house. But the moment the rat have finally entered their house, that's where curative come into play. So the advocacy area is one area that, so customers education is something that we can never be tired of doing. Our face must be out there. You don't do service business in secrecy. This is why I see someone, I say, I don't want people to, I don't know. The better for us to be on YouTube, the better for our search engine optimization. I said it that time, SEO is very key. How rated are you? These are the things that adds up. If you have a video and you have 50 subscribers, you have a video, you have 60 views, and your competitors does not even have a YouTube account, you are ahead. So what are the things that we are doing to have a competitive advantage over our competitors? That's very key. What are these strategic and conscious efforts that we're making to make sure that, I'm out there, instead of me just moving around? Like I said, I've seen a lot. I made a reference to someone that has completely ignored pest control for interior decoration. He said, nobody's calling me. and I cannot continue to fool myself. And I said, if you have read the book that I wrote, and the first chapter of the book is a clear indication that honestly, it's not going to come so easy. To be honest, it's not going to come so easy. Nobody is going to give an assurance that by the time you start, everybody will start calling you up and down and all that. But very key. Let's just know, very key, very fine that all the joining together of all different efforts online helps in our search engine optimization. I can see my brother raising up his hand. That's Mr. Deji of Good Fortune. Thank you also for joining us today. Pleased to have you here. And honestly, we're also proud of all your giant strides in the industry. Please, you can go ahead and say one or two things. Thank you for being on this platform.
Oh, thank you so very much. Thank you, Ray, both for organizing, Mr. Paul, right? For organizing this session today. Thank you so very much. It's been very enlightening. And to the indefatigable facilitator, the facilitator of facilitators, Mr. Toluke, so thank you for taking us through it. Thank you for the audience side, and it is very loaded. My just a bit of a contribution to what has been said so far is you may know what to do. I always tell my people, good product they say sell itself, but it's a lie. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
When they say good product sells itself, it's a lie. What if nobody has tried the product? How would the product sell? Somebody may be selling fluke. If he knows how to sell the fluke, he will sell more than you that have original product or quality product. So that means the branding that you carry, your personal brand, your business brand, is very essential. So, and nobody will make your noise for you. And the client, the customers, the to-be client, we always make their perceptions, their decisions, or based on what they see or what they see as reviews. So my encouragement for all of us tonight is, as much as we learn technical, we increase our technical capability in the industry to improve. Somebody said charisma or brand will bring you to the table, but your professionalism in quotes will make you stay at the table. But if you don't get to the table, how will you stay at the table? You understand? So if somebody said your branding will bring you to the table, but your knowledge of the industry, what you know, will now make you to sit at the table. What if you never had a chance to even come close to the table? How will they know what you know? That means both have to work together. Somebody that doesn't know half of what we know, if he knows how to project his brand, project his image, to make his noise in a very unique and productive way, we make more money than the guy that has all the knowledge. Because knowledge is not just power, it is the application of knowledge that is power, as far as I know. So my encouragement in this regard is all the platforms that Mr. Caleb has put tonight, don't let us be lazy. You understand? Don't let us be lazy. Let's push the frontier of the industry as far as we can in our own capacity. One area of my work, like the Fortune today, many areas of our work at the Fortune are outsourced to different staff. Okay, this is your responsibility, this is your responsibility, this is your responsibility, this is your responsibility. But do you know one single area I refuse to outsource? My personal, my corporate brand. So any message that goes out, I type it myself. And I receive all my calls myself. And I send out all my messages myself. Are you with me, please?
Yeah,
so
I'm with you.
I've shopped many other areas of the business. But because I'm the first person, I'm the image of the business in quotes. And I must see the response of the client or the response from the business. So when you see me, and also all the content that you need to create across all platforms. As a CEO, as a leader of your business, you must be thinking of content. We are in the global world that the only thing we are selling is content. It is not fumigation. You may think I can keep talking. That doesn't sell. Content is, we are in the business of content creation. And like Mr. Tolu said, your WhatsApp status is not, I always knew this over a year ago. Is your shop. It's not a place to post a beautiful picture on your wedding or to post some skits. You are advertising some skit people on your WhatsApp. You are wasting time. Your status, use all platforms. This is not always easy. I tell you, it is not always easy. It is a lot of hard work. And I encourage you, and I encourage myself to let us put in the hard work. Nobody say it's easy. Project your brand across all the platforms. There are so many, all the platforms are free. When you have financial capacity, you can go to the monetary, start being sponsored ad. And it's good to do sponsored ad, but you can just be doing sponsored ad tomorrow and not get any results if you don't know how to do it. I started sponsored ads since 2012. But I don't know how it works until maybe, and I do sponsored ad regularly, send on Facebook since 2012. But I just do them for fun because it wasn't working for me. Until just of recent that I began to crack certain code about how this thing works. But even when I was failing at it, over those 8 years, I kept putting a budget across to those things. I didn't even know how it would pan out. But I know there's something about this thing. So even when you don't do sponsored ad, like Mr. Tolu said, what many of you, if you are doing business in the world today, you don't have your business listed in Google My Business, you're just wasting time, you're just playing. You're not doing business. In this world, you are not listed in Google My Business, you are not doing anything, you're just wasting your time. It is hard work. And when you are listed in Google My Business, that is not enough. You have to keep it updated with content. Create content. That is the hard work. Sometimes 1 a.m., 2 a.m., your hand is shaky because we are trying to create content for your social media platform. This will help because the day is from conclusion based on many things they are seeing. It may be a content you created a year ago. It may be a video about 2 years ago. And there are content around us. Everything about what we do is content. Let's create content, push your brand. And when we get to the table, we will now know how to take it to the next level. But let us get to the table first before we can say we are now staying at the table. That is just my input for tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to make this contribution.
Thank you.
So grateful.
Thank you. I'll do a summary of everything you have said again because I've also jotted out some things.
Thank you, Mr. Adeji. God bless you very much, sir.
I said it that we're here to learn from each other. And the first thing you spoke about, which I will go to be saying now, for some of us that have heard it, I'm saying it again, is that a good product does not sell itself. So it's a fallacy to say a good product sells itself. And at the same time, our last commenter said nobody will make noise for you. Content is king. Let me just summarize everything like that. Mr. Paul has done aims and objectives of the railroad training coming up. That is a content churning out. So some people are just interested in what the aims and objectives of that training is. That is content. So as much as we have various social media platforms, the content that we put on this platform matters. Some of us might need to go for extra training. Like I said at the initial stage, I'm not a social media expert. I'm also still learning. But at least from someone that has moved from point A to point B, maybe that is still going to point Z, I may have one or two things to chip in. You understand? Customer makes decision based on what they see. This is another point that from the last engagement, image of the business. Okay, yes. Okay, so knowledge is not power. It's the application of knowledge that is power. Thank you, Mr. Digi. Thank you. I know you started with us from the beginning. Thanks for being a part of this from the beginning. And I think we may have one or two questions to shut this down. We're supposed to have ended it like 15 minutes ago. We're supposed to start at 8.
I'm telling you something that you're telling me wrong. Is that not the remote here?
Is your life? You have a
And I'm
question?
shouting, you're telling me I was telling you the remote was there. You're telling me about the display. I said it is there. Didn't even check.
Start off on top.
We still have questions.
Yeah, Mr. Tolu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to ask you. You didn't mention bulk SMS. It's still part of the social media. I don't know if
Yes.
I know you do use it, but I want you to.
We've not used it in a long time. And I'll tell you why. The reason why we've not used it in a long time. The reason why we've not used bulk SMS in a long time is because of the epileptic network. Sometimes when we're doing bulk SMS some years back, we do have some phone numbers of that we know that yes, we can track delivery, from. And to be honest with you, sometimes you do a post and your own personal line that you put in. I don't know, maybe we're just unfortunate with the network or service provider. You understand? So it's just it's not out of it, but like I said earlier on, everybody have their strategies, but we have not done anything for SMS at least maybe for the past 4 years, to be honest with you. And the reason, like I said, is not just delivery. There's an emotional connection to every content that we shut out. Some people can relate to what you're putting out based on, somebody just seen a message, maybe this happens when you have already built a database. It's easier. I'm not saying it's a very strategic way of also reaching out to you, but I think it's better when you are really relating directly, to a database that you already have, not a random stranger just seeing a bulk SMS. I got to my estate, my house gate some days ago, and I saw sticker of fumigation and cleaning. In fact, I think the person pasted it in all the gates in my estate. I just laughed, because in my estate, I know like 2 other people. Mr. Amos is there, and there's one another company that, that the resident that are even doing the business. That so this person has come to pay sticker and all the gates. To him, that's a strategy that works for him. Good, But what I'm trying to say is that my strategies or what I think works for me will not be the same thing that works for you. Not to ridicule or say that bulk SMS doesn't really work, but we have not really used it in a long time. Because conversion matters. When you are focusing on putting effort on any platform, make sure you also focus on conversion rate. If your attention is on YouTube, look at how many people watch my video. At the end of the day, how many inquiry do I get from this? If you are not getting the money, that means you are not doing something right yet. You need to do more. If you are doing posts on Instagram and you are not getting DMs, if you are doing posts on Facebook and you're not getting, that means there's still something you are not doing. I'm not saying it's automatic that you start coming, but at least there must be a feedback channel. There must be something that will validate that, oh, what you're doing is actually bringing back, as if there's a result coming from it. You understand? So that's why I said, yes, bulk SMS is good, but we have not used it for a short while. People that are in love with it, they can keep it, because I'm not going to say it doesn't really work. Thank you. Do we have any question again? Any question? Okay, if you don't have question, I think, like I said, the slides.
My hand is up. My hand is up.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sorry, Mr. Femi. Sorry, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you also for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for this impactful section, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As I'm talking to you, I'm looking at your Fumi set on the floor, looking at your. Anyway, please, you have the floor, sir.
I'm eager to have my Fumi set and my traps and everything.
Your Fumi set is coming to Jos on Monday. And your Fumi set is coming to Jos on Monday.
All right.
Okay. Your Fumi set, your snake away, everything is coming to Jos on Monday.
Yes, my traps and everything.
Yes.
Okay, sir. My question is about personal lines and business lines. Now, there are some people who have used their personal line for a very long time, and in the course of business, they also use the same line for business. And looking at WhatsApp, the WhatsApp business, that's the business WhatsApp,
Yes.
and of course your personal WhatsApp line. Now, what would you rather advise? Is it that one should get a new line and domesticate it for, and just, use it specifically for business, or you use your old line that you have been using over time for business and get new line for your personal transaction? What would you advise?
Okay, sir, to be honest with you, like I said, if when you're facilitating, it's not everything that you say that the audience will buy into. Everybody still have their own opinion. You can say something and they feel like, no, I have a counter opinion and all that. But up to date, my line, I remember very well, I bought that line at Ibadan. I bought sometimes that MTN line in 2006. I have to travel from Akure to Ibadan to come and queue for that MTN line. I remember that very well. And it's still, so what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to these, to be honest, I don't always advise that it's good to have a dedicated line. When the company is growing, you cannot continue to handle every inquiries, to be honest. It gets so, disturbing at a point in time because you have some other things that you really need to attend to. But what I will advise is that most of us at the early stage of the business, if we are just starting newly, maybe is at the initial stage, it's always very good to have a dedicated business line. But for some of us that made that mistake, that we didn't do it at the early stage, the best is just keep on keeping that line in all on the platform. You cannot have a business line and put it by the side because some people are already used to that old line. Like my two major private lines now, and most time are always on. In fact, the two of them are on the Instagram page. The two of them are on the website because these are the lines that we have been using for a very long time, and to just suddenly change it might probably lead to loss of contacts, to be honest with you, sir. So just suddenly change it. But the standard thing to do at the initial stage is to have a dedicated business line that is meant only for business inquiries. But the moment that mistake is made at the early stage, because we're always emotional about it, and you just feel like, oh, if you want to reach me on my number. Later, when you now grow big, you realize that, oh, if I've known, I should have had a number separately from me. So the moment the mistake has been made, you just have to keep that tempo and maintain that number with maybe a new number. But I will not advise complete removal of that old contact that you're already used with. That's just my own take, to be honest with you. I don't know if Mr. Paul or Mr. Deji has anything to say regards this, or Engineer Pompey. I'm just going to leave the floor open if there's any addition to what I've said, basically. I'm not so sure.
Let me pass it to Mr. Deji so that he can use it as an avenue to educate us or enlighten us more again. Hello, Mr. Deji. Are you still here?
Thank you so very much. Thank you for the business. I want to believe that I'm in the same situation of position like Mr. Caleb, because I realized for over a decade. So the only challenge I have to face is that people call me from the personal call there. Church want you, they call you there. Business want to call you, they call you there. Every cause don't know which one is business or which one is not business. So on the cost of it, we have to also begin to create other lines, like a subsidiary lines that other people can now talk to. But the primary line is the primary line. Anybody that wants to reach me, just my number. Either you are my brother, you are my customer, you are my client. I just have that. Yes, it would have been very okay for me to have had, for us to have had a separate official. But like Mr. Caleb said, we started like that, but we don't have to now to just maintain it and probably now begin to have sublines maybe that the staff can use to reduce the pressure, of course. coming to your land, And I found that I have some calmness to do other things, I just have to divert to other line that I know that maybe the admin staff or one of the managers are holding at the time. So he still doesn't do anything. The most fun thing is that when a customer wants to call you, they're able to get through to you and get your business done. That's where I just think.
Thank you so much.
If you can.
Thank you. I just, as we were saying, something just came to my mind. Honestly, Mr. Femi, to me nowadays, it's very irritating to get business calls of 3-bedroom flats. I'm not sounding bragging. I'm not trying to brag or sound proud. I'm honestly. The moment somebody calls and says, I want to get 3-bedroom flats, honestly, to be honest with you, I'm feeling like, oh, should I pass this thing? Okay, sorry, my colleague is going to call you right now. And immediately I'm forwarding the number to, it's not as if it's not important to get 3-bedroom flats, But at this stage, what matters now is to probably talking to Mobile, you understand? So that mistake at the early stage, maybe I'll advise some of us that have not yet to make the mistake to try and just separate that, because you get to see it's not every inquiries that you'll be able to attend to at the point in time. But sometimes we don't always see the future to know how fast it's going to be. We don't we just see it as I'm just starting a random business. I just want to, maybe some of us that let me just survive. We're not seeing it as a potential big business, and maybe there's a boom, and you just feel like somebody's calling you at the middle of the night and say, I want to get one bedroom apartment in Motion for bedroom. And you are feeling, not because your feeling is not important. Of recent, we still get cleaning inquiries till now, and every cleaning inquiries that come, sometimes I know of recent I called engineer pumping, maybe last week, maybe in Impi, somewhere, in Lekki. This week again, another one I call Pastor Dako. I say, please, there's somebody is calling anything cleaning, What if this has been these are distractions because we don't do cleaning again. You understand? So it doesn't really help at the point in time, because I say it doesn't really help you to focus on areas that you actually need to, you just be there are some inquiries that are not, you shouldn't probably be attending to at the point in time as far as its business growth is concerned. But the moment that mistake is made, sir, to be honest, I think it's best to just keep that tempo and manage it. Get a business line, add it to the existing one that they already know you with, and just balance it. If there's a way you can easily, integrate that new line and start pushing and start making your customers, like now, every corporate client that I have or that we have, they mostly call the operations manager. They don't call my own personal number. And it has become, we have a dedicated number for the operations manager. Every inquiry from maybe any procurement, QC manager, in fact, he's probably more popular than me. Mr. Nelson, he's the one that will now come in and say, oh, this is what somebody said. In fact, but that was not the case initially. But that separation was not immediate. It was gradual. But we've not been able to still say, finally, we're putting up the admin number. We have a number for the admin person also, but we have not removed the number, my own personal number. Because another thing that matters is this. While I say some calls are irritating, as the face of the business, as the major stakeholder, you are the best market. In fact, you are the chief marketing officer. So no matter the training you have given to your subordinates, you are in the best position to convince potential customers. So some calls comes in, and the way the calls are answered might determine what comes out of that call. To be honest with you, we are the chief marketing officer. Pest control our cleaning business. So yeah, we are looking at making it big, being listed on NSE and all. But at this stage, we're still possibly more like a one-man show or maybe a small corporation or other. So that calls that comes in and you answer very well, you're able to convince them. I have this, we have Oracle, we are a member of PECAM, blah, 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 blah. And but somebody else is just saying blabbing and is not saying what maybe the client wants to hear. That's just it. And you can agree with me that none of your staff is as good as you when it comes to marketing. And it's always like that in every corporation. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time, everybody. It's 9 o'clock already. I'm sure if there are still more questions, we can post it on WhatsApp. Mr. Paul has a slide, and I also have the slide. I will share it in all the platforms that most of our people here go for. think with this, I want the host to do a vote of thanks, and from there, say good night. Thank you for my own angle. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Mr. Flo, you have the floor to do it. Vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Tolu Caleb. We cannot thank you enough for your time, like I said earlier, and for the wonderful privilege you've given to us, despite the fact that you have a very tight, busy schedule.
I don't have tight schedule. Please, so don't. I don't have tight schedule.
Okay, let me say this time you have used to accept our offer to train us up. You can be spending such quality time with your family, probably hang out or 1 or 2 engagements too. But you decided to offer us this quality time in order to enlighten us at large in this industry. We cannot thank you enough. I want to thank everyone who has attended to this webinar, this online training. We never take such a privilege for granted from you. Thank you, everyone. Like we said concerning the training earlier on, there's a training ongoing now for those who want to start their cleaning business or entrepreneurs who are into cleaning business already and they have one challenges or they have one area or the other that they need to brush up. The module will be, we will be on the slide now. For the training cost, you can chat us privately. I've sent my number on the chat group. 081-244-79689 again is the number to reach us on for Riobo Training Academy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Tolu. You are the you are the MVP of the day, the most valuable player. Thank you so much.
Thank you for initiating this. And
yeah,
the more the merrier. Like I always said, the more the merrier. And there's one thing about imparting knowledge. Trust me, there's a divine blessing that comes with it. Honestly, sometimes this is what some people have to pay for. This is something that it's never a waste of time. And for anybody that's podcast, the blessing is always divine. And I have to appreciate you also for putting on this. And this is going to go a long way. The recorded version will be on. And I said, please let us all try and have a YouTube account. Let us just try and have a YouTube account. If you have an Instagram page, go back and check what others are doing and see how you can improve. There's a need for consistency in business. Most of the people that we are farming, most of the companies that we look up to, can we do what they are doing? That's just it. You like to be like this company, you like to be like this company, you like to be like this company. You understand? The effort that they put into place, are you putting such effort into place, or can you put so much effort into place? Can you sacrifice what those companies are sacrificing? I made mention of the other time about some companies that do a lot of Google that spend a lot of money on Google. So by the time you go online and say Pest Company Nigeria, and their name comes first, you can't be jealous of them because it's a lot of effort to be paying Google in dollars just to stay on top of the ratings, and all that. But Google business is not expensive. You are not have to pay any money and all that. Your Facebook account, setting it up. Mr. Deji already said content is key. That is enough. Content is key. Having a social media page is not enough. Having a website is not enough. What are the contents that are there? Because the content needs to be convincing. To be honest, the contents are very important. You can't advertise a pest control company without saying that you are licensed by the regulatory bodies. It's the content there. The major thing there is that word license. A member of Pest Control Association of Nigeria, the only body, the only association, So while others are saying we do pest control, somebody is saying I'm licensed by Oracle and I'm a member of PECA. He has a better content. So let's go back to the drawing board, work on our content, improve. I know a lot of us have Instagram page. Check your insight, check every post how many people check my post? You can check it. Don't use your personal account, switch to business account. Learn how to do sponsored posts. Even you can do sponsored post of 1,000 naira, of 2,000 naira, and you will see the effects. Look at the insight, how many people check. Instead of saying nobody is patronizing me, put up an advertising budget, monthly, month in, month out, and I think at the end of the day, we all smile. It's a big business, it's a big industry. We're still scratching the surface, both the cleaning and pest control, and it can always get better. Once again, I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Paul. See you once again another time, and I wish us a lovely week ahead. Happy Democracy Day. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Tolu. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. God bless you all. Thank you.
God bless you, Mr.
Thank
Paul.
you, Mr.